Hello everybody and welcome to Astrology and Magic. My name is Valkyria Verdure. We are working today with February 10th through the 17th and we've got a little bit of shifty stuff going on. We're also getting towards the end of Aquarius season. It's gonna be a very unpredictable week. I feel like most of Aquarius season has been unpredictable and it will be unpredictable even more still. We still have some things to go through with the unpredictableness. Yeah, that's true. Before we get into this week's show, if you're looking to become a supporter of the podcast, I have a blog that I run, Vordr, VORDR.substack.com. I'll put the link down in the description. There's a free subscription that you can be interested in if you are interested in it. There's different blogs I send out. Sometimes my YouTube videos are connected to some blog stuff that I do, so I'll send those out. And the podcast will get sent to you every single week when it comes out. I'm going to start to do, or I have started to do, updates on some different transits that are not just the weekly updates. So those will be coming in more frequency in the nearing future and as we move forward together. So definitely be on the lookout for that one. For sure. And that's where, if you wanted to become a financial supporter of what I do here, that's the place to go and do it. There's monthly subscriptions, yearly subscriptions, founding member subscriptions, and some other options. I'm pretty sure that's the basics. That's the basics. So there's that space. That right now is that's pretty good. We also have the community organizing space if you're interested in that. We've got about 300 members over on that application now who are working together, chatting all the time. There's a lot of activity over there. I can kind of hardly keep up with it. So if you're interested in that, there's a lot of different pages where you can connect with other practitioners and other witches and other people and other spaces, other places. It's pretty good. So if you're interested in that, feel free to go check it out. Any other important updates will be linked down in the description. So if you're interested in any of the other stuff I do, books, cards, etc., they're there for you. That's true. Cool. Well, I guess then let's get into this week. So the 10th through the 13th, we have the moon in Leo. This is also where the full moon is going to be for this moon cycle. And it's going to be ruled by the sun. This is going to be a very serious, grounding full moon. It's going to be a very, very serious, grounding full moon. It's also going to be unpredictable. Unpredictable, serious, grounding, something you're surrounding. What are you doing in your practice? What are you doing in your life? Unpredictableness is coming through for you. Chaos witches, honestly, if you would call yourself that, if you work with chaos or you understand chaos or you learn from chaos, if chaos is a being, a spirit that is surrounding you, around you, connects with you, directs you, protects you, helps you out, okay? Also, the primordial beings are going to be connected to this, the primordial mothers and fathers and chaos, okay? If you're interconnected with those spirits, really in any regard, in any fashion, and in any form, you better expect there to be some good things. Well, good is kind of a, up to you to discern what's good and what's bad. I suppose that's true. And there's some things that are probably going to be heavily connected to work that you've done years prior that come through on this moon. Now, when I say years prior, it could be like a couple of years ago. It could be like many, 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 many years ago, okay? Uranus, one of the rulers of Aquarius, is in Taurus right now. And that started, I think it was 2018, I'm pretty sure. 2018? Yeah. 2018 is when Uranus entered Taurus. So really, if you've done any magic that has to do with chaos since 2018, okay, well, this full moon, it's not a coin toss. Something's getting here. Something unpredictable is about to land in your hand. Something unpredictable is about to help you understand. Something unpredictable about magic work that you have done that maybe either was fun or was not so fun or was in the night or has seen the sun or I don't know, okay? Whatever you were doing. Whatever you were doing for yourself back when, it's about to come through and it's helping you start again. Something is going to be arriving here and now to be a tool. It's an offering. We have the sun and the moon in an opposition for full moons. That's just naturally how they work. And then Uranus, again, one of the rulers of Aquarius, is going to be squaring both the sun and the moon. So something unpredictable. When there's squares in the chart, we see grounding. Things come to the ground. Things come to the earth. It gives the beings and the spirits an opportunity to bring things earth side, to bring them here to the earth, to bring them here to the ground and the land, and help us understand. So we have the full moon in Leo also. This is another crazy part of it. We have full moon in Leo, ruled by the sun in Aquarius, because Leo's the sun, okay, and the sun's in Aquarius. The new moon was in Aquarius, so we have all this unpredictable energy going and moving and grooving, all right? We also have Mars retrograde, also ruled by the moon that's in Leo, which is going to be, again, ruled by the sun that's in Aquarius. So we have unexpected priorities that could be popping up, especially emotionally. And then we have Venus is ruling Taurus. Venus is the ruler of Taurus, and that's where Uranus is. So Venus is going to be in Aries, okay? So Aries is our mind. It's about starting things. It's about sparks. Look at where your head is leading you. Look at where your mind is leading you. What are you receiving because of what you're thinking? Is your mind leading you in a direction? Would you like to have some further inspection? One of the things that Spirit's been having me do for probably like a week or so, a little bit over that. Now it's like a heavy every day on this recently. Spirit's been having me speak elevation over myself. May I be elevated up and out of this position and into something different, into something new. May I be elevated out of this one thing and into this other thing. May I be elevated into this position. May I be elevated out of this other position. May I be elevated into and out of. That's kind of been the verbiage I've been working with. There's a lot of other specificities you could get into if you needed to, but the mind, okay, that's kind of where I'm going with this. The mind, and one of the things I've seen in the spirit recently when I've been talking to other practitioners, and I was talking about this in the coven space earlier too, and just some things I've been seeing in the public readings that I do on YouTube and on TikTok is what's the collective readings, the live streams? Yeah. Okay, so the live stream readings I do, when I'm doing those, one of the things that's come through recently in like several different places that I work in is that Spirit is raising people's heads up. Spirit's raising people's heads up. So more wisdom, more protection, more understanding. And when Spirit is raising people's heads up, that means there's something going on in the spirit. People need to be more aware. People need to be more awake. So if you feel like recently Spirit's been asking you to get your head up, start looking around, be aware of things, start looking around, be aware of things, start an awareness practice. If you already have an awareness practice, make sure that you're really sitting in, if you need to, elevation there again and again and again and again and again and again and again, okay? Because when Spirit asks us to get and this is for me, discern if it's for you, and I've seen other people going through it too, so I know that there's at least a couple people who are kind of in the same or a similar space. If you're being asked to get your head up by a Spirit, that means it's time to get up. I got to get my head up. Something's going on. I need to get my head up. What does Spirit really need of me right now? I've got to get my head up. There's work I've got to do. I've got to get my head up. There's something new coming through. I've got to get my head up. Because if you look at like the way that I explained it to somebody earlier is like, if you look at a baby, okay, when a baby starts to pick their head up, they don't need mom's support as much anymore. They start learning things. They start thinking about things. Their brain is growing and developing, right? So when that head starts to get lifted up, when Spirit's lifting your head up, okay, it's time to grow up a little bit. Time to mature a little bit. It's a natural succession, a natural progression. It happens naturally, but you also have to participate in it. You got to participate in the raising up of the head, the kids looking around, whoa, that's a sparkly thing. Look at all those colors. Oh my gosh, I can say ma, I can say da, Kids are participating. So it requires participation. If you feel like this is for you, if Spirit's gifting you with a lift in the head and a lift in the mind, it's also participatory. It's participatory. It's participation. Participatory. Because Venus being in that Aries position, the reason I brought Mars up already, Mars retrograde, is what is ruling that Aries space. So a lot of our priorities when it comes to, it's not just priorities. It's like, how do I say? The head and the heart space are like extra connected because Mars is in Cancer. And then because Mars is retrograde, we're focusing more on healing the heart and the head when it comes to, before we move on. And listen, this Mars retrograde that is happening in Cancer right now is kicking my butt. I want to be done. I think that Mars retrogrades are super fun. they help me to, you know, get out on my shell a little bit and do things a little bit differently. They help me to shake up and break up my routine so that I can get a little fresh and get a little clean. I'm sick of it. Put me back on track. Put me back on we still have a little bit of time, okay? And also, I want to be done. 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 February 24th, we're getting back into a routine, back into priorities. Mars is going direct. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Listen. I love you, Mars. I love you, retrogrades. I really do. And I'm grateful for the time and the space to get everything together that I need to. And I also would love to just be done with this one. I don't always feel like that with transits. Sometimes I want to hold on to it for a little bit longer. Sometimes I wish we had more time with them. Yeah, this one though, I'm finished. Let's be finished now. We're not done yet though. So when it comes to the heart and the mind, we're reprioritizing. We also have Venus that's about to go through a retrograde. So the fact that we have this Venus in Aries being ruled by that Mars retrograde that's in Cancer, being ruled by the moon, all right, being ruled by the moon, this full moon that's happening, and then all of that is going to be ruled by the sun that's in Aquarius. Literally, it's like unpredictability across the charts. And then Saturn, the other, that's like so many different placements playing into this, all ruled by the sun in Aquarius. Crazy. It means unpredictable things also coming to the light, and where the light is shining, kind of unpredictable also. Then we have Saturn in Pisces, okay, ruled by a Neptune in Pisces. So we've had that crossover happening for some time now. Beautiful, grateful for it, love it. It's been a good, conducive, conductive energy. The other thing that's been happening with that, North Node moved into Pisces. So we have this like super high incline elevation with our spiritual practices, our transitions. Pisces also is the accumulation of everything that has come before it. It's also the rain clouds and the rain cycles. So it's like we're getting picked up, lifted up, just so we can be dropped off somewhere else. Picked up, lifted up, just so we can be dropped off somewhere else. Dropped off somewhere else. People's gifts are getting lifted up. This is partially where the head thing kind of comes in again. It's like people's gifts are getting lifted up. People's practices are being lifted up. We're being asked to do some new things to help elevate our practices. I know for me, I've had dreams multiple times every single night since the North Node went into Pisces, and we're not even that far into the transit yet. That's crazy. Spirits have been going on and on and on. It's like a very, how do I say, the connection recently, it's like it got turned up a little bit. I don't know if that's just for me, but it's like it got turned up a couple notches, and I feel like the work is really starting to ramp up a little bit. It may just be me. I know there's a couple of people at least, or like collectively, I know there's some people that I've been checking in with where like people are feeling it, you know, people are feeling it a little bit, but I'm definitely like, I'm really in it. I'm really in it. It's getting kind of loud over here. Not rowdy yet. If it's gonna get rowdy, Spirit, please let me know ahead of time. And also, it's not loud yet, or it's like getting louder. It's not as loud as it could be, and it's still getting kind of loud. It's getting kind of loud, and it's getting kind of loud kind of quick. And so it is, apparently. And so it is. So the other part of this, Saturn being in Pisces, all right, this spiritual loudness, we got our gifts shifting up, lifting up. We got some things changing when it comes to our practices to help elevate us. And it's like a steep incline elevation. Saturn's going to be the other ruler of that Aquarius unpredictableness. One of the things that Saturn in Pisces is the process, the procession, the ordering of prophecy and divination. So if Saturn went into Pisces in March of 2023, if there's been any sort of spiritual tracks, messages, symbols, orders, divinations, prophecies, dreams, anything like that. There's a lot of different ways that people have those sorts of communications. The stuff where Spirit will bring to you, and it's like kind of a for sure thing, you know? That's what I mean by prophecy and divination. Sometimes we can divinate on like the possibilities of things, like, oh, we see this road over here, and this is a possible thing that could happen. Or we're being told like, no, this is not a possible thing. Maybe we're divinating and we're realizing, oh, like maybe we can't go down that road. We can't do this thing that's over here. So divination, when I say divination, it's less of a for sure thing. But when I say prophecy, that's a like, you cannot avoid what is about to happen. You can't break the order. That's something that Spirit set up. That's something that's just gonna be here, and how you navigate through it, that's up to you. You could divinate about that too, talk to Spirit if you need to. And also, that's kind of the difference between the two. The prophecy is like something that Spirit set up, and we just got to get up and go through it, okay? Sometimes we don't really have a choice. We just got to walk in the world. it is what it is. Sometimes the kids just got to go through things. Sometimes we just got to go through things. This is how it is here on the earth. Divination, though, is going to give you kind of like the options or the opportunities or the possibilities. So kind of a discernment between the two of them. So when I say, let me go back, I'm going to correct myself. This is going to be more about prophecies, okay? If you've gotten any for sure messages, okay, you're going to have to go through these things. Or Spirit is saying there's some things on your path that are unavoidable. There's no way to really like get out of this. There's different ways to navigate through it to either, you know, make it easier or maybe not as easy. And so there's that. And it's prophecy, the unavoidable, the attainable and unavoidable, the things that we got to go through, the things that have been prophesized for us, things that Spirit's prophesizing for us, the prophecies, prophesized prophecies, okay? The serious spiritual messages of clear happening. For sure, prophecies, okay? Saturn entered Pisces March 2023. Prophecies since then are coming through now that we are in 2025 and we're starting to arrive with Saturn about to move into Aries in May of this year. So we have a couple of months. We're about to go into Pisces season. The North Node just entered Pisces. We're about to have a new moon in Pisces. We're about to have a new moon in Pisces that's ruling over the eclipse full moon 2 weeks after that new moon in Pisces. Okay, so we're about to go through a lot of different spiritual changes, shifts, gifts, lifts. That means the prophecies that have been given to us over the previous couple of years since Saturn entered Pisces, we don't have that much time left to have them fully ground. We don't have that much time yet, We don't have that much time yet to have them fully ground. We don't have that much time left to have them. We just have like a limited amount of time. And Saturn is also the god of time. So it's like everything's got to get done in this amount of time that we have before Saturn enters Aries. Granted, Saturn is going to retrograde back into Pisces later in the year. So we are going to have more time with Saturn in Pisces. And also, we are in need of some serious like reaffirming. If you have anything that's in your practice where you're wondering, is that still going to happen? Spirit told me a while ago, but I don't know yet. I don't know anymore. I don't know. It's been a while since we checked in on that. Go back and look, because I remember the full moon. And maybe this is just for me, but I'm going to talk about it because it feels important. I remember the full moon in Pisces in 2023. That moon for me, that was where the prophecies for me really started to be like, hello, very loud. Hello, very loud. So I wrote a whole bunch of stuff down, got my order together how I needed to. And there's some things that still have yet to like fully come through. Okay, so I'm going to need to also go brush up on what's been happening. But we only have so much time until those prophecies are kind of like, it's like now we're being forced into alignment with the prophecies. It's like we're being forced into the order of them. So however you are choosing to navigate that, first be kind to yourself. Pisces is kind of blinding, and that's for a purpose with a purpose. And also be kind to yourself if you're blind, okay? And how you're choosing to navigate through that, just make sure that you're really like doing your best. It's Saturn. It's Saturn. If we don't do our best with Saturn, Saturn knows and it's going to give us another lesson. So not to be stressed, just do your best. If you're doing your best, usually Saturn is pretty forgiving, or will be like, it's all right. As long as you're being truthful in the fact that you're doing your best, Saturn's like, okay, well, sometimes life just sucks then. If you're really doing your best and sometimes life just sucks then, well, we're going to work it out and we're going to get through this together. That's the thing about Saturn. If Saturn's the father figure, if the father figure can look at you and say, I can see that child is doing the best that they can do and they're still under whatever bad thing that this is happening over here, okay? I'm going to help them figure it out. Sure, you know, they got lessons to learn. That's just what it is. And also, Saturn sometimes can be a little bit helpful, protective. I love Saturn for that reason. So if you're up in your spiritual disciplines, your spiritual practices, and when I say discipline, what I really mean is just being consistent. What are you doing in your practices? And then be consistent, be disciplined, be disciplined. If you know you need to meditate every day, get up and meditate every day. If you know you need to be journaling, go journal. If you know you need to light a candle, go light a candle. If you know you need to do something, discipline, okay? Consistency and being consistent in the discipline. Yes, that's Saturn and Pisces. So if you have received prophecies, hopefully you've been keeping up. Hopefully you've been keeping up on those disciplines. Okay. Thank you, discipline. Thank you, strategy. Thank you, structure. And thank you, organization. if you've been keeping up on those disciplines, there's about to be a lot of things that start to come through for you. And this full moon, let's bring it all the way back. Okay, I talked in a big circle for a moment. This full moon in Leo says, oh, hi, hey, hello, you forgot about this. You forgot about this. Thought you were gonna miss it? Oh, thought we were lying to you? Thought we were playing a fib? No. Thought we were joking. Oh, you forgot about us? Oh, you forgot about it? Oh, you forgot about that work you did? Oh, you forgot? Oh, okay. Well, you forget then. Go forget, and we'll hand it to you when it's ready, when it's time. That's the full moon. It's time. It's time. And if it's not time yet, you'll have the clarity, probably, on some unpredictable things that are grounding in the next coming couple of months. So something unpredictable, something that's not scripted, something that is like something that's already been prophesized, you just haven't realized yet. That's a lot about Aquarius. That's part of the reason that Uranus and Aquarius are unpredictable, is because it's like the primordial beings, you know, like they're already here. They're already here. Their magic is already here. They're already doing the things they need to do. They're already around us. It's just like we are very young compared to primordial spirits. I'm only I'm less than 30. I'm not gonna tell you my full age. You're not supposed to ask a lady that. Jokes, okay, jokes, haha. And also, do I want to say my age? No. Yeah, if you've been paying attention to my content, you know I'm about to go through my Saturn return, so you could take an educated guess on things. It is what it is. Let's move on. So, you know, compared to that, I'm under 30. I'm like a blip in time. I'm like a blink in time compared to the primordial beings that have existed here for ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You know? So because I'm just this tiny little blip in time, of course there's going to be things that I don't know. Of course there's going to be things I forget about. Of course there's going to be things that I don't remember. Of course there's going to be things that I've already set myself up for that I don't remember that I did. I do that all the time, okay? I do that. That's called being a kid. That's called being a kid, and we're all kids on this earth. So there's going to be some things unpredicted, unscripted that you set yourself up for and didn't realize that you set yourself up for it. So hopefully you've been keeping up on the work you've been needing to do with Saturn and Pisces, because the work that you've been doing with Saturn and Pisces is bringing through something unpredictable, unscripted, off script. Maybe something you've already gripped too. Maybe something you've already held on to. Discern for you. Discern for you. I think I might understand that, but I guess I'll understand when I get there, if I get there, how I get there, where I get there, when I get there. Yes. It's a pretty crazy full moon. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a pretty crazy full moon. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy full moon. For those of you who took part in the new moon in Aquarius ritual, I guess if you didn't take part in that and you want to take part in the ritual that's coming up, Spirit has me working through a banishing ritual for that full moon. So this is gonna be, how do I say this? There's everything that I just spoke on, still on a general collective level, still totally happening. And also for those who are involved in the coven space and or you would like to become involved, hello and welcome, we're going to be doing a banishing ritual. So there's going to be more information on that coming on my YouTube. I'll probably send it out on the blog as well. And I have more information at a later time. Right now, we're not gonna get too deep into it because this is not the time, nor the space, nor the place. I just wanted to bring it here in case you're interested. Go and check out as like a landing place, go underneath in the links. It's going to be the community organization and coven support page. Make sure that you're linked into the coven support channel itself once you get into the Matrix space. It's a Web3 sort of Discord. There's a bunch of different applications you can run to be connected to it. So personally, I'm on Element, but there are other apps that you can use. So up to you. And also, if that's something that you want to do, we're over there with the support. We're talking about it. We, the work that we've done, there's some divinations and other messages that have come through. We're working our magic, doing things together. It's pretty cool. So it's more than cool. Cool is like such a dry word to describe that, but it's also cool at the same time. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Anyways, let's move on. That's just a little extra in case you're wondering about it or you would like to be a part of that. More information. All right. Then we have the 13th through the 14th. The moon is going to be in Virgo with the south node. Listen, that we have this huge full moon happening. And then the 13th to the 14th, we've got some other crazy stuff going on. What's really about to happen? I don't know. What's really about to happen? We're about to be asked to let go and let grow. Let go and let grow. Let go, let grow. Let go, let grow. Let go, let grow. Over and over. Let go, let grow. So the 14th, I'm going to skip ahead for a day, right? Because the moon in Virgo starts on the 13th, and we have on the 14th, though, like it's like midday 14th, Mercury enters Pisces, 12:07 p.m. UTC time. Okay, so Mercury was in Aquarius. The moon in Virgo is ruled by Mercury. This is why this is like, okay, what's really about to happen? What's really going on? Especially because Virgo is holding the south node right now, okay? The moon being in Virgo is going to be with the south node. This is the first moon in Virgo that we're going to have with the south node in Virgo since the lunar nodes shifted over. So not only are we getting a sneak peek at what's going to happen with our Virgo energy, you could, if you wanted to look at your personal chart, look at your Mercury, look at your Virgo space, and look at your 6th house. Okay, go look at those placements, because that over the next year and a half, the south node is about what's really easy on the earth. Okay, the north node is about this steep incline elevation. We don't always know what's going on all the time. We're kind of asked to walk blindly and in a trust of spirit. That's what it is. South node, though, is like, oh, I'm a human and I already know how to do this. I have the skills. Let me just go do it right now without having to ask any questions. And we're developing more of those skills when the south node passes through a sign. So with the south node in Virgo, all the Virgo energy, okay, where do our contracts start? One of the things, I'm going to take a little side tangent for a second, actually. One of the things I'm most excited about for the south node in Virgo is that we had the south node in Scorpio 2021 to 2023. Hard placement for me. I'm a Scorpio. I know that there's a lot of other people who have gone through some pretty hard things during that time period. Scorpio is not always the most fun sort of energy. It's very powerful. There's a lot you can do with it, and also at the same time, sometimes kind of cruel. It just is what it is as part of the nature of it. So that south node asked us to be pretty good at being pretty cruel and not having a lot of fun all the time and having some hard stuff happen to us and figuring out some power. And Virgo's where the Scorpio contracts start without us really realizing it. So part of the work that I'm excited for and looking forward to, and it like is bringing me unexpected joy right here, right now, and also probably in the future too, is that Virgo, because the lunar nodes move backwards in the chart, Virgo is where our contracts with Scorpio start, right? So we're getting bound out of, released from some contracts that we were kind of forced to go through 2021 to 2023 where things were not so fun. We're getting out of that the next year and a half. We're being done. We get to finish. We're done. So the the freedom of that, the removal of that, I'm really, really grateful that we are moving through that, because again, 2021 to 2023, hard time. So I'm looking forward to that. If you're looking forward to that, then we're looking forward to that, and I'm grateful to be looking forward to that. So that's just a little side tangent about kind of something to expect with Virgo. We're releasing those contracts, probably signing ourselves up for some new ones without realizing it also. And as well, it's a great time to be a daughter as well. Virgo's the story of the power of the daughter partially. So that's one of the other things I'm looking forward to, is like if you have an altar mother or there's a godmother in your practice, a mother god, a goddess. Okay, there's lots of different names that they go by, or in my experience that is a thing, you know. If that is in your practice, then you know it's a good time to have that kind of practice. So welcome to the South Node in Virgo. Here we go. So the moon being in Virgo from the 13th to the 14th, we get kind of the first glimpse. Okay, the moon, we're about to have an eclipse in a month in Virgo. Okay, so this is the first moon that we're having in Virgo since the lunar node shifted over. We're about to have an eclipse in Virgo in a month from now. So we have this first picture of like, what is this really going to be like? What can we expect from this? What is it I need to understand about this energy right after this unpredictable thing grounds from the full moon? Okay, crazy. Lots of light on that full moon because it's Leo, the sun. Lots of unpredictable light. It is. Okay, going back to the Virgo thing. Okay, so this is the first view, first view in Virgo. All right, then we also have, because Mercury's moving over from Aquarius into Pisces, we have unpredictable as a part of the Virgo energy too. For her, until again, time for that, Mercury enters Pisces at 12:07 p.m. UTC time on the 14th. Okay, so before that, when the moon is in Virgo on the 13th, we're gonna have time, space, place to have this kind of unpredictable, like all the stuff that was grounding. There's probably still gonna be maybe like some refractions or maybe some maybe some retractions. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me back up. Let me double check. Let me just make sure before before I break anything. Let me just double, let me look. Let me look. Okay. So don't be mistook. Just let me look. It is. Don't be mistook. Just let me look. So looking through that, okay, the unpredictableness, it could be some more unpredictable things that ground. It's like the full moon has a little bit longer effect in this world that we're walking through this week because of the way that Mercury is working with Aquarius and the moon in Virgo plus the south node. So just really pay attention, because this is also stuff that comes up on this moon is more than likely going to be involved with your eclipse coming up in the next month, because then the next part of this moon is that the Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, is going to be moving into Pisces, which is where the north node is. And in our eclipse season and cycle, that full moon in Virgo is going to be ruled by the new moon in Pisces. Even though the new moon itself is not an eclipse, the north node is still in Pisces, okay? And the new moon is what rules over the entirety of the moon cycle. So that full moon eclipse that's in Virgo, which is happening on March 14th. When that happens, it's going to be ruled by what's happening on that new moon in Pisces on February 28th. So we get to see not only the unpredictability that could be happening with this south node in Virgo, the unpredictabilities from the full moon really like coming to ground still, kind of like refractions from that, maybe some retractions, maybe some retreating if it's necessary. If not, don't worry about it. But it could be for some people. So, discernment for you and how it works. We're going to get to see also what can we expect for how south node in Virgo and the north node in Pisces are really going to be working together. We're going to probably get some actually pretty clear communication on what to expect. So the 14th, I'm going to make a suggestion that you don't maybe necessarily change your direction, just have further inspection, get more specific, get more detail, be more understanding, have some more understanding, okay? If you need to sit in divination, brush up on your dream journals if you keep them, any sort of recordings if you feel like you need to return to them and look at them or watch them, read them, however you need to go back and double check the stuff that you feel like is important, that you've written down, that you've found from other people, that you need to bring into your practice again to brush up on, okay? Because during eclipse season, Mercury is going to be retrograde. For eclipse season, Mercury is going to be retrograde, so brush up. Don't rush up. No need to rush it. Just brush up. Think about what Spirit's been telling you. Think about what's really been going on in your spiritual communications. What's been going on in your dreams. I know, again, I said it earlier. I'm going to say it again. My dreams have been crazy. Love you, Spirit. Thank you for the communication. My dreams have been crazy. Okay, so brush up on your gifts. What have your gifts been telling you? And then again, since Saturn entered Pisces, any prophecy things that have come through, we have like this time, we have a time period. We're on a time frame. We got a time period where things have got to ground now. So if you have anything that still has yet to come through from this unpredictableness of the full moon in Leo, and then having this next sort of couple of months of things grounding, we're going through eclipse season, okay? Things are meant to continue to ground and kind of get shaken up, breaking up, bringing some things around. We've got some different energy that's about to ground. We've got some different energy that's around than maybe we're kind of used to, maybe we're really familiar with. Okay, so just be really discerning about when you're sharing it, and when you're sharing, how you're sharing, why you're sharing. And if you're sharing, is it caring? Or are you oversharing? That's part of Mercury in Pisces. This may be a moon on the 14th, when it's in Virgo, when the moon's in Virgo and Mercury has moved into Pisces. This may be a time where you've just really got to sit and divine, sit and understand, sit and have things land, okay? Sit for yourself, sit in your practice. If you're practicing with other people, there's going to be some communication that's coming through for you, whether you're by yourself or you're with others. So it's going to be important. I'm stressing the importance of it. It's going to be important what you receive in your communications on this day, okay? Pisces is about transition. We're getting ready to leave something. Eclipse season's coming up. Pisces season's coming up. North node elevating us heavily in the practice and in our transitions. Saturn in Pisces asking us to be super, super diligent, consistent, discerning. What are you learning? Neptune in Pisces in its home space. But we're about to change the pace. Things are about to pick up. They're already kind of starting to. They're already kind of starting to, okay? but it's just going to get more inclined, more inclined. It's like if you're walking on a treadmill, okay, you push it up a couple buttons. Okay, we're going to be there for a little bit. You got to let it burn. You got to let it burn. And then we're going up again. Okay, we're going up another incline. Okay, Spirit. Okay, we're going up another incline. We're going up another one. Okay, we're going to turn it up. You got it on an incline +3. Soon Spirit's going to turn it up incline +6. So you got to get your tricks up, get your wishes up, get your divination up, get your gifts up, get your head up, get up. Didn't I say that several? I keep repeating that. But I'm going to repeat it again. In the special episode I did for the first 8 months of 2025, February is get your head up. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Here it's time. Get up. We're getting the incline going. So that's what we're going to see kind of. It's like a day of premonition, a day of really being in the magic work for just what it is. It's a day of clarity, a day of clearness. Thank you, February 14th. Also, that's Valentine's Day. Oh my gosh. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Okay. Of course it is. Of course. Why would it not be Valentine's Day? Happy Valentine's Day. That day's gonna have a lot to say. Okay, so just really listen. Just really listen. And think about how do I say this? Think about the activities and the origins. If you don't know the origins of Valentine's Day, and you're interested in it, and you're interested in the magic of it, that would be an interesting little piece of homework if you wanted to go look it up, okay? Because that could be some interesting messages coming through around that area too, if that's something that you're interested in and or practicing in your life. But we're not going to get too deep into it in this podcast episode because I don't really want that in this space. But if you want to go look it up, it'd probably be really interesting. If you feel called to go look it up, go look it up. Okay, but that's it. We're going to move on. So, yeah, 15th through the 17th. Also, wait, let me back up. So that's how Mercury is interacting with what's going on with the moon. I do want to talk about Mercury being in Pisces by itself for just a second. Mercury in Pisces is a lot of spiritual communication. So this moon is going to help to ground us in that communication. And also, while Mercury is in Pisces, expect there to be, for me, there's already been way more communication. Okay, what did I say? We're on an incline 3. We're about to go up to incline to 6. Okay, so we're about to have a lot more communication when it comes to spiritual stuff. There's about to be a lot more communication when it comes to like the spirits bringing you messages, your dreams bringing you messages. Like I said, I've already had multiple dreams every single night. Or they're like those really long storybook dreams, you know, where it's just like this big long story with all this information. Anyways, let's not get too deep into that either. It is what it is. Let yourself receive the messages, okay? Spiritual communication, having healthy spiritual communication. And what do I mean by spiritual communication? One of the things I practice in my practice is to talk to the spirits. I don't necessarily do it out loud all the time. I'm kind of by myself all the time, but I do sit and talk to the spirits. Hiya, spirit. I'm feeling this. I'm going through this. I need help with this. What kind of, even recently I've been like, hiya spirit, what kind of music can I listen to help lift my mood up right now? I need something that's maybe a little bit different than what I've been listening to. I need help with this. It sounds simple, but it's helping me to elevate what I've been doing. That's true. The gods in my practice, I'll sit and talk to them. However it is that you need it. Sometimes I'll sit and talk to love. I haven't done that in a while. Maybe I need to do that. No, that's not true. I was doing that today. Let me correct myself. I was doing that today. But yeah. Talking to elevation. Sometimes I haven't done this in a while either, but it's a good fundamental. Talking to the I call them the large spirits, the bigger spirits, the large spirits. Sometimes if I'm looking for truth or I need truth, it's like, okay, truth, I need to understand the situation. I love you, truth. How can I receive the truth of this situation? If I need clarity, okay, love you, clarity. I need some help with this. Sometimes things for me, if I'm like feeling doubtful of something, or recently spirit's been having me understand shame. So it's like maybe the like quote darker emotions or the darker larger spirits that we would kind of interact with. Fear also could be one of them. I'll sit and talk with them too if they kind of come up in my space, like, okay, fear, well, what do you need, like regarding that spirit as its own being. That's a practice that's really helped me through building fundamentals of spiritual communication. And then just offer them, love, gratitude. Thank you for sitting here and talking with me. Thank you for allowing me to really like receive this communication, because those spirits don't have to sit and talk to you, but they chose to. So, give gratitude. That's how I look at it, at least. So that's going to be with the Mercury and Pisces. We're going to have more spiritual communication. So there's an extra kind of fundamental or tool that I'll sit with every once in a while when I feel that it's necessary. And actually, I do that pretty much every single day. at least recently. And it's a really good tool. So you don't have to do it every single day if you don't feel. I just happen to be a person who's in this work every single day, and so it's a tool that I need almost every single day, and that's just what it is. And we'll leave it at that. So if you don't feel like it's for you every single day, then that's up to you, and you do what you need to do. You know, not everybody's meant to be in it as every single day-ish as that, and that's all right. So, and also because of the North Node being here, the frequency of that communication is also getting turned up. Find ways to make sure that you're really grounded through these coming months, coming years, really. Grounding practices, keeping yourself grounded. One of the things I've been doing is just like making an active practice of slowing down. Even when I drink my coffee still, or even when I'm having, you know, like my teas and whatnot, making sure that I'm still really grounded. That's the South Node in Virgo also. Making sure I'm grounded, making sure I feel rooted, making sure where I'm rooted in is actually where I want to be in my life, making sure I feel grounded within myself, within my love, making sure I feel grounded within my clarity, making sure that even if I start to feel ungrounded, I have healthy practices where I'm like, okay, I'm aware of the fact that I'm feeling a little off. What is it that I can do to help bring myself into this active space where I am grounding, or I am feeling more grounded in myself? Keeping healthy grounding practices, taking baths, I think I've said that before. Connecting with water is something that really helps to ground me. Even though that sounds kind of like counterintuitive because it's water. And water is like the flow and the motion, you know, but it helps to ground me. Being with the water helps to ground me. So that's one of the things I know for me works. So look at you and what you work with, what you do, and what helps to ground you. I guess for me, just being with the elements, because sitting with fire helps to ground me, you know, sitting out with the earth and the trees helps to ground me. So, and it is. Love you, air also. Air is not always the most grounding thing. And also being aware of the air can also be grounding in the human experience. So thank you, the elements. I love you. And thank you, life and death. That's true. Thank you, the will. And thank you, the highest spirit. I'm grateful for you. And I'm grateful for the indigenous spirits where we are together right now, where I am, where you are, and where we are. It is. That's true. And thank you to the highest spirit, the great mother spirit, the great father spirit. Gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Gratitude, reverence, and love to the things that you do to help us brew and love, truth, and free, at least for me. Gratitude, reverence, and love to the work that you do while we're moving through. I'm grateful for you. All right. And I'm grateful for you, the work that you do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's true. That's true, that's true. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for the work that you do. Yes. Okay. So then moving on through 15th through the 17th, we've got the moon in Libra with the dark moon. The dark moon's been moving out of a direct opposition with Chiron. It's been getting more mature in Libra. We haven't had a lot of activations recently. It's like the dark moon got extra quiet, extra silent, extra maybe a little bit schemy. We've had a blind eye to the dark moon for a moment. Not a bad thing, just what it is. It was also a part of our eclipse back in October. So here we go. Probably, is there secrets that you're working in? Is there maybe some stuff you want to tell other people that's going on in your life and it's coming up? Is there things maybe that you're working through with your mother wounding? Also possible on a healing side, you know, that's part of the dark moon. Also, this moon could reveal something that you're trying to hide. Is there anything you're trying to decide on? Anything you're trying to hide from yourself or hide from other people? The dark moon's getting more mature in its degrees while it's in Libra. It's about to switch over into Scorpio during our eclipse season. So we're nearing the end of the dark moon being in Libra. Have you been able to make this dark moon a friend? Have you been able to make the dark moon in Libra a friend? Dark moon in Libra asks that we're justified in the dark spaces, the feminine places. Feminine justification. Feminine justified. Feminine justice. Mother justice. Are you able to keep working in that work with what you're doing, how you're moving, what you're working in, how you're walking, how you're talking, what you're looking through? How people are looking at you? Because Libra has a lot to do with the image and how we're perceived and received as mirrors. How we mirror other people, how we mirror ourselves, the mirrors in our world. It's about balancing scales as well. So it's like really mature, really mature, really mature. This is a placement that is really mature, and it's asking us to be really mature. Really mature. Look at your decisions. Really mature. Because we're about to go through a Venus retrograde, and that Venus retrograde is going to rule over for a portion of its retrograde this dark moon that's in Libra. Our previous Venus retrograde, September 2023, prepared us for the South Node to be in Libra. And then we had our themes kind of like locked together and ready to go from that Venus retrograde while the South Node was in Libra. The South Node was in Libra. I don't know about you, but I know about me. That was a hard story too, coming out of that Scorpio energy with the South Node from 2021 to 2023. And then after eclipse season, so hold on, let's take it all the way through. Just for context. Context is something Spirit's been asking me to look at recently. So context, let's look at context. Now, there's a full moon in Libra coming up April 13th. The full moon goes exact. I believe it's less than 24 hours after Venus goes direct. So we got full moon in Libra. Venus is going direct. There's still a lot that the feminine needs to correct. Correct within ourselves, correct within the world, correct within our social dynamics, correct within our communities, correct within our magic work. Correct. And when I say correct, I mean, how do I explain this? Please allow me the words to explain this. When I say correct, I mean Spirit's going to come through and make sure that you're not cheating on your homework. That's a kind of a metaphorical way to put that. Spirit's going to come through and make sure that you got good grades, okay? Spirit's going to come through and Spirit's going to make sure that, you know, you're really loving yourself in the dark moon places how you need to. Spirit's going to come through and make sure that justice, hello, you're holding yourself accountable, responsible. The dark moon has a lot of wisdoms. Dark mothers have a lot of power. When I say dark mothers, I mean the mothers of the shadow. The mothers we don't necessarily always see, the shadow mothers, okay? Shadow mothers, revering the dark mothers, revering the mothers of the shadow. There's a lot of power they hold that we're not told about. There's a lot of power they hold. If you're somebody who works with that dark moon energy, and that you know, okay, you know. It's a lot of responsibility to sit in that position. Are you willing to let go of some of the habits, some of the practices, some of the things that you're doing that are not healthy for the collective? Because Spirit's asking the feminine with this placement to change our directive. Change our directive. Sit in more maturity with those responsibilities. Sit in more maturity with those dark powers, those shadowed powers that other people are not going to be able to perceive or understand, that you walk in and talk in and work through. Are you working how you need to in the feminine? Are you working how you need to in the feminine? No matter how you identify, where you come from, and what kind of body you are living in, are you working how you need to through justice? Love you, justice. And I love you, Mother Justice. Justice. Are you creating justice, balance through that practice? Because if you're not, you're about to get a little bit caught. If you're not, I'm going to just give you a heads up, okay? If you're not doing that, if you're not holding yourself in the right space and place, okay? If you're not doing that, you're about to get a little bit caught. You're about to get a little bit, that's not to scare anybody, but listen, if you're somebody who works in those shadow feminine powers, you know that there's a lot of things that you can do that other people may not be able to exactly point at you and say, oh, I know that that's your magic. No. It's veiled for a reason. It's secret for a reason, okay? And there's a lot of things that's pretty easy, has been for a while, to get away with. The Spirit needs the feminine to be more accountable to their practice. Because we're about to be going through some different things once Venus goes direct. So really, if you're feeling like, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking about something I did in the past and I need to actually sit in accountability for that, I'm not really sure, let me go check in with it. Go look. Go look. Go look. Go look. Go look. Just go make sure. Go look. Go look. Go look. Go look. Okay, go look. If you find a place like that, if you find something in your heart where you're like, maybe what I did was a little bit unjustified, and you haven't gone back and looked at it yet, because there's a difference. If you've already done the work, you've already done the work. Okay, we've had the whole entire South Node in Libra. We've had the whole entire previous many months of this work going on. This is kind of the final though. This is the final. So the 15th through the 17th, with that moon that's in Libra, we're coming off the full moon, we're going into darkness, and we got the dark moon in Libra. With the moon, this moon is gonna let you know, do you need to go back and look? Do you need to go back and look, or are you good? Are you good? It's going to be a checks and balances for you. So if you're finding anything, thank you, Spirit, for that. I'm grateful for that revealing. Oh my goodness. Really sit with how you're feeling, okay, if you need to, on that moon. Also, sometimes the dark mother stuff is a little bit hard to sit with. Not always fun. One of the ways I talk about the dark moon, dark mother stuff also is like, sometimes being a woman is really, really gross. Sometimes it's sometimes it's gross. What do I mean by gross? Sometimes we're covered in, sometimes it's just gross. It's messy. We don't always look like the most prettiest. Sometimes it's really ugly. Sometimes it's really ugly. It's like the side of mother and woman and feminine that we don't always want to look at, that we don't always want to witness or view. That's a lot about the shadow mothers and the dark mothers too. So make sure that you're checking in with that part of your practice if you feel like it's necessary as well. Just go look, just go make sure. And if you're someone who has been taking advantage of the feminine, or you have been taking advantage of the mothers, or you're gonna know it soon. You're gonna know it. I'll say that, and I think it's time that we move on. So the 17th, we're going to have the North Node, because this week's episode ends on the 17th. So the 17th, we're going to have the North Node and Neptune. They're both officially going to be in 28 degrees of Pisces. Their exact conjunction, it starts on the 17th, okay? Their exact conjunction doesn't happen until February 23rd, which is a day before Mars goes direct. So starting on the 17th, we have this energy where Neptune, which rules over Pisces, which is where both Neptune and the North Node are right now, is going to start to be very, very close to an exact conjunction with the North Node. What did I say this whole month is going to be? Pick up, lift up, shift up, get up. Get up, get up, get up. We're going to be, and I was talking about the treadmill, okay? We have like the incline, and like we're at an incline 3, we're going to go up to an incline 6. Basically for the rest of the month, until we get to this conjunction, we have some other conjunctions that are happening with the North Node. Saturn's going to be conjunct the North Node later on as well. So we still have some other things to happen, but this is going to be one. Have you ever done a workout and it's like you got to get to a point of almost exhaustion, slow down for a little bit, and then push yourself hard again, push yourself into it again, okay? This is going to be one of those moments, the February 23rd part of this, where it's like, wow, we've been lifting a lot of weight. Wow, we've been running for a while. Wow, this got really intense. And so the 17th, February 17th is kind of when that starts. It's like, we've got to kick it into gear. Here we go. And until the 23rd, because what is that? Is that a week? It's like the 17th, what is that, 7 to 7? Yeah, so it's like about 7 days. It's like 6, so for about 7 days, for about the next week after that, I just want to give you the heads up because here we go. Here we go. You're going to know. You're going to know what you need to do. You're going to know how you need to brew. You're going to know. You're going to know. You're going to know. The transits that are happening right now support the knowings. They support the knowings. They support you knowing what you're doing. They support you knowing where you're going. They support the transits that are happening right now are in support of spiritual practitioners knowing what's up, when they need to know what's up, and where to go when they need to know where to go. All things that are important. The transits right now are supporting spiritual practitioners having that importance grounded exactly how it needs to be, okay? As long as you keep showing up. That's kind of like the deal for this. As long as you keep showing up, as long as you keep practicing, as long as you keep doing what you know you need to do, then that's it. Spirit's gonna take care of you. As long as you're taking care of you and you're doing the practices you need to do, Spirit's gonna help you move through, because this is a really like serious time. Not like a serious time, this is a really serious time. Spiritually, it's a serious time. Serious, it's serious. Lots of seriousness going on. So when it comes to the seriousness, as long as you keep showing up and you're doing what you need to do, Spirit's gonna move through as it needs to be. So that starts on the 17th. We're gonna get into a little bit more updates of that coming in to the next week, more than likely. But I just wanted to give a little heads up of just get ready, because we're about to be on that steep incline. So kind of just mentally prepare yourself how you need to, physically, emotionally prepare yourself how you need to, however that is, okay? However you would need to do that. And that's the week. That's the week. This is not a weak week. You know what I mean? This is not a weak week. This is a hustle, get up, get ready, you're stronger than you thought week. That's what this is. This week is not for the weak. That's also how this feels. This week is not for the weak. It's not a weak, and it's not a week, it's not a week for the weak. It's gonna ask that you remember your strength. So get up and be strong, because you are strong. You know, think about everything you've done for yourself thus far in your life. Think about how great you've done also with what you've been handed. There's some unexpected stuff coming through. There's some unexpected stuff coming through. We're going to get the full picture and clarity about what some of these bigger picture things could be happening in the future. We're going to have a check-in in the darkness, making sure we're really on it, how we need to be. Some maybe secrets revealed to us also. That's another thing in the dark moon I didn't really mention yet. And then we're also going to have more spiritual communication, and then we're about to do a lot of spiritual work. Okay, so ready yourself. We're going on the journey together. And that's what it is. And you know what? It's clever to go together. Spirit has been putting that on my head for like months, probably like a year now, almost actually. Interesting. Probably like a year now. It's clever to go together. Well, here we are. We're going together. And it is. And it is. So keep going together with the people that love you and the people that you love. We're going to go together. And I'll be here too. So gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Keep doing what you need to do. Keep up your brew. We're going to go through. We're going to go through. In love and elevation, I'll be here to go through with you. That's true. And I'll talk to you soon. Keep it up. You got it. Stay strong.